What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Well, as you can see behind me and you saw in the thumbnail, I got me a new bike. It's one of those that, you know me, I don't like kind of waiting around dragging videos out, so I'm going to show it to you here in just a split second. But if you stick around after I reveal it, I'll kind of go over why I chose this bike and some of the other bikes I was thinking about, and just, you know, my thoughts about it and kind of some of the stuff that I'm wanting to do. So like I said, without further ado, let's unveil it. So yeah, that's what it is, a Suzuki DRZ 400. It is a 2017 model, which from what I understand, these things have not changed since they first come out in like 2000. Every model is more or less the same, different, you know, maybe paint schemes and stuff like that. But as far as the actual power plant and the way everything is set up, it's more or less the same. You know, all the parts are interchangeable. I think in like 2006 or early 2000s, they went from a kickstart only to an electric start. And then they also have what they call a supermoto version, which is just got two smaller front and rear tires that match, where this is just a adventure version. So one cool thing about it, when I bought it, the bike had about 3,980 something or something miles, and when he pulled it into the garage the night before I bought it, it ended up with 3,999.9 miles. He's like, dude, I want you to be able to turn over the 4,000 miles on it. And so that's how many miles it's got on it. These, you know, go forever. I mean, it's kind of like Honda. These things just go. They run. They don't have a lot of issues. The couple things that he had done to it is they've got some kind of awkward type little fender type holder right here that he took off and replaced it with this fenderless light over here. And then I got different foot pegs that he's got on here, or somebody's got on here. He took the mirrors off, which I've got the mirrors and I'll probably be putting those back on. They added these little ends onto the handlebars, which I'm going to change all this out because I'm going to get the bark busters and everything, you know, riding through the trails and stuff. He did change out the blinkers on the front, so these are aftermarket blinkers. But, you know, other than that, everything else is stock. This right here is kind of funny. When the guy bought it off of a dealership that had it on sale for consignment, and when he talked to the guy, they're like, you know, hey, we'll get you another one of these. But the more he thought about it, and I agree with them, they heated this up and bent this so it's in this shape. And the reason being is that you can use two fingers and you're not smashing your finger on your clutch, which is pretty cool. So because I wanted to actually have the 4,000 miles on video, I haven't really rode the bike, but I did crank it whenever I was up there looking at the bike. And so it's cold right now, and so let's crank it up and see how hard it is to crank. It's pretty hot outside, so it shouldn't be that difficult. It is one of those where I'm going to have to get used to the fact that not only do you have to have it in neutral, but you have to have the actual clutch pulled in order for it to start. Alright, let's hop on the bike and take it down the road. I can't go very far because I haven't got a tag or insurance on it yet, but let's run down the road real quick and I'll kind of talk a little bit on, you know, why I chose the bike and, you know, other stuff like that. Here we go. There we go, 4,000 miles. Let's get on the road. So yeah, I had to come up here real quick and get some gas because I was almost out of gas. But some of the reasons why I wanted this bike is because, you know, with my Africa Twin, it weighs about 530 pounds or something like that. This bike weighs about 320 pounds, so it's a lot lighter of a bike, and that was one of the big leading factors. If you'll watch this video right up here, it's, you know, the playlist for when I went on the Smoky Mountains, and that's whenever I was there. I kind of almost fully made my decision on what bike I was going to get. I still, you know, while I was up there, I rode a KLR 650. Of course, I rode Termite Off-Road's XR 650, and you know, last weekend I rode Slick's Adventurous DR 650. So I kind of rode a bunch of different bikes, and it's just one of those where I, you know, this was kind of compatible with everything I wanted. And you know, with that Africa Twin, you know, like I was saying about the Smoky Mountain playlist that we got going on, me and Patrick from Motor Ramblings, what happened is that I just kind of got worried about messing up that bike. You know, I mean, that bike is not a United States bike. It was not sold here, and so trying to, you know, get parts and trying to fix it and everything is just, you know, I kind of, that first day I rode and rode and rode, but I didn't have any luggage on me. That second day that we actually rode, you know, we had all of our camping gear moving to a different location, and I just kind of, it was in the back of my mind that, you know, hey, I'm fixing, I could possibly really mess this bike up. And I had an outro that I actually recorded, but it just didn't come through. The audio just never did come through, and so that was one of the reasons why that video I just did nothing but a music kind of montage, I guess you could call it. But you know, the issue with, you know, tearing that bike up and the weight is kind of reason why I was really looking at another ADV bike. I've kind of been looking for one, or looking at them, different ones, for, you know, several months, almost a year and a half maybe. Some of the others, like I said, those, you know, that I was talking about, you know. Another one I also looked at is the actual new Transout. I was really wanting, you know, to look at that bike and ride that bike and everything, and when the price tag come out of $10,000 and it still wasn't but maybe 50-80 pounds lighter than my Africa Twin, I was like, you know, it's just not going to cut it, because I might as well just get, you know, just keep riding my Africa Twin. But I just, you know, like I said about the issue with, you know, tearing it up, you know, it's a collector's item here in the United States, and so I kind of looked toward that and said, you know, let me just actually buy another one. And that's kind of the reasons why I wanted this bike. That's kind of the other bikes that I was thinking about. Some of the things that I'm gonna do on this bike is I've got to get another skid plate, because I am gonna ride off-road. There's not really a skid plate on it right now, and so until I get a skid plate, I'm not gonna, you know, ride off-road. And I think I already mentioned that, you know, I want to get the bark busters, and I'll go ahead and change that out, since the bark busters, you know, will hinder that from working. But I'll probably get what they call a 2-finger clutch lever, and see if, you know, I can learn how to use that, because I'm so used to using all 4 fingers, you know, using the clutch and everything. But I'm probably going to go ahead and change out and put a LED headlight like I kind of did on my Africa Twin. So one thing I forgot to mention, one of the big reasons, and I'll kind of show it to you right here, that I went with this bike over the XR and DR is this right here.
So the bike was still pulling whenever I, you know, because I'm on some back roads, I couldn't really keep going, but the bike was still pulling. It will keep going past 70 miles an hour and not have a problem. And you know, with where I live, I'm about 90-ish miles from any kind of really dirt road and everything that you would, you know, kind of ride. And so I've got to do a lot of highway, I've got to do a lot of some interstate and everything, and I just kind of wanted something that could do highway speeds and not have to, you know, be driving 60-65 miles an hour, you know, the whole entire time, because I just, you know, I like to run with the speed of traffic and everything. You know, so let me get back to some of the stuff I'm going to do. Of course, you see right here, I don't have very much real estate, so I'm going to have to kind of see if I can, you know, find my mounts and everything for my GoPros. I have seen where they have a different type of instrument panel, so I may go with that. I don't know, we'll see. I may put a bigger tank on here because I think this is like a 2.5 or 3 gallon tank, and the ones that I've seen are about 4.5, and so it kind of extend my range from, the guy told me, about 125 miles to hopefully maybe, I don't know, 200 miles almost, you know, kind of like my Africa Twin is. So, but yeah, that's the new bike that I got. What's going on, rabbit? Sorry, squirrel. But yeah, that's kind of my new bike, or new to me bike, and you just kind of some of the reasons why I wanted this bike, some of the reasons why some of the other bikes I was looking at, and you know, like I said, some of the stuff that I'm thinking about doing to it. I think it's going to be a pretty cool bike, and I hope that y'all will come along with me as I learn the bike. Of course, I'm going to be doing the maintenance and doing the videos on that kind of stuff. But if you like this video and you like the new bike, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. And you know, like I said, what are y'all thoughts on a DRZ 400? Do you think it's the perfect bike for me, or something that y'all would have chose, or would you have chose something else? You know, and let me know if y'all would have chose something else. What would y'all have chosen? I'd be curious to see. And you know, share this with some people that may want to look at what a DRZ 400 is. Like I said, this model is pretty much the same from like early 2000 to 2024. You know, it's copper-rated, and it was copper-rated back then, and you know, about the only thing I think major change was the electric start over the kick start. So until the next video, always take the scenic route, and I'll see y'all then.